Hello viewers, this is Ashalata, lecturer in English from Government Degree College, Railway Kodur. Here I am with a new topic, creativity. I welcome you all to this video presentation. Now, first let me tell you about the objectives of the presentation. The main objectives of the presentation are to learn what creativity is, to know whether creativity be learned, to know the importance of creativity, to learn the two main components of creativity, to understand the four types of creativity, to understand the characteristics of a creative person, and to learn the steps to identify whether one is creative or not. Now, let us see what creativity skills are. Creativity is the ability to think about a task or a problem in a new or different way, or the ability to use the imagination to generate new ideas. Creativity enables us to solve complex problems or find interesting ways to approach our tasks. If we are creative, we look at things from a unique perspective. Creativity involves two processes. One is thinking and the next is producing. Creativity is the process of bringing something new into being. It requires passion and commitment. It brings to our awareness what was previously hidden and points to new life. Now, you all may get a doubt that whether creativity be learned or what. Let us see. The answer is yes. A study by George Land reveals that we are naturally creative, and as we grow up, we learn to be uncreative. Creativity is a skill that can be developed and a process that can be managed. It begins with a foundation of knowledge, learning a discipline, and mastering a way of thinking. We can learn to be creative by experimenting, exploring, questioning assumptions, using imagination, and synthesizing information. Now, why do we need to be creative? Is there any importance? Or are there any uses in being creative? Yes, let me tell you about the importance of creativity. Now, we are living in the age of creativity. Take any field, whether it is agriculture, industrial information, conceptual, etc. Creativity can be used to make products, process, and service better, and it can be used to create them in the first place. It is expected that increasing your creativity will help you, your organization, and your customers become happier through improvements in your quality and quantity of output. Creativity is the term that has become quite popular in the past few decades. It is one of the most essential traits that every employer desires while hiring an employee. It is important in almost every aspect of life, right from feeding a child to almost every aspect of the business. Thus, it plays an exceedingly crucial role. Therefore, it is important to understand what creativity is. To understand what creativity is, we need to know about the main components of creativity. The two main components of creativity are originality and functionality. Coming to originality, the method or idea must be new and unique. It should not be the extension of something which already exists. However, one can take inspiration from the already existent methods or ideas to fabricate something new and unique. Now coming to functionality, another important component of creativity is its functionality. A creative idea must work and produce results. Otherwise, the whole effort will be in vain. Aaron Dietrich has classified creativity in four domains using four discrete processing modes such as emotional, cognitive, deliberate, and spontaneous. He created a quadrant of creative types using these four characteristics. Now, let us see what are the four types of creativity. Coming to the first one, deliberate and cognitive creativity. People who possess deliberate and cognitive characteristics are purposeful. They have a great amount of knowledge about a particular subject and combine their skills and capabilities to prepare a course of action to achieve something. This type of creativity builds when people work for a very long time in a particular area. People who fall under this type of category of creativity are usually proficient at research, problem solving, investigation, and experimentation. This type of creativity is located in the brain's prefrontal cortex, which is at the front part of the brain. These types of creative people spend a great deal of time every single day testing to develop new solutions. Thomas Alva Edison is one prominent example of this type of creative people. He ran experiment after experiment before inventing electricity, the light bulb, and telecommunication. Hence, deliberate and cognitive creativity requires a great deal of time, dedication, and abundance of knowledge about a particular subject. Now, coming to the next one, it is deliberate and emotional creativity. People who are categorized as deliberate and emotional let their work influenced by their state of emotions. These types of creative people are very emotional and sensitive in nature. These individuals prefer relatively quiet and personal time to reflect, and they usually have a habit of diary writing. However, they are equally logical and rational in decision making. Their creativity is always a balanced product of deliberate emotional thinking and logical actions. This type of creativity is found in the amygdala and cingulate cortex parts of the human brain. For example, there are situations when you feel low and emotional which distracts you from your work. In those kinds of situations, you should take 5 minutes and point out the things which are making you sad and keep them aside and focus on the work in hand. It will help you to get improvised results and you will get work done easily. One should seek quiet time for deliberate and emotional creativity to happen to them. Hope you all understood. Now coming to the third type, it is spontaneous and cognitive creativity. There are times when you spend a long time to crack a problem but can't think of any solution. For example, when you want to make a schedule for a month to get a job done, but you can't seem to think of any possible way. And when you are watching television and having your relaxed time, and suddenly you think of a solution and everything falls in place. The same case happened with the great scientific Isaac Newton. He got the idea about the law of gravity when an apple hit his head while he was sitting under a tree and relaxing. This is the eureka moments for Newton and an excellent example of a spontaneous and cognitive person. This type of creativity happens when one has the knowledge to get a particular job done, but he requires inspiration and a hint to walk towards the right path. This type of creativity usually happens at the most inconvenient time, such as when you are in bed or having a shower. Spontaneous and cognitive creativity takes place when the conscious mind stops working and go to relax and unconscious mind gets a chance to work. Mostly, this type of creative persons stop conscious thinking when they need to do out of the box thinking by indulging in different and unrelated activities. The unconscious and gets a chance to connect information in new ways which provide solutions to the problems. Therefore, to let this type of creativity happen, one should take a break from the problem and get away to let conscious mind overtake. Coming to the last type, it is spontaneous and emotional creativity. Spontaneous and emotional creativity takes place in the amygdala part of the human brain. Amygdala is responsible for all emotional type of thinking in the human brain. Spontaneous ideas and creativity happen when conscious and prefrontal brain is resting. This type of creativity is mostly found in great artists such as musicians, painters, writers, etc. This type of creativity is also related to epiphanies. Epiphany is a sudden realization of something. Spontaneous and emotional creativity is responsible for a scientific breakthrough, religious and also philosophical discoveries. This also the enlightened person look at a problem or situation with a different and deeper viewpoint. Those moments are defined as rare moments when great discoveries take place. There is no need to have specific knowledge for spontaneous and emotional creativity to happen, but there should be a skill such as writing, musical, or artistic. This type of creativity can't be obtained by working on it. Creative people themselves won't know how creative they are. It is for the others to discover and utilize. Onlookers can identify a creative person from the way in which these people conduct their lives. So, to identify such persons, let us see what are the characteristics of a creative person is. Coming to the characteristics, here I am sharing 10 characteristics of a creative person. Firstly, he is energetic. Creative people have a certain energy surrounding them. They tend to radiate a great deal of energy and put their whole heart into what they expend their energy on. This type of energy is different than, let's say, hyperness, in that it drives the creator into a positive direction and is not aimlessly expended. Energy helps the creator to pour passion into their creation and spread energy to others when they see what they have created. Being energetic is often contagious, and creative people love to rub their energy off on other individuals. The next one is intelligent. Being intelligent is another characteristic of being creative. There is an array of wisdom within the mind of a creative person, much like a gift that is hard to find. Creative people are smart and know how to utilize it in all the right areas. They are quick to come with ideas and resourceful with their surroundings. Intelligence can come in many forms, but creative people tend to practice the abstract, artistic side of intelligence more often than others. Wisdom is a strong characteristic in the mind of a creative person because more intelligence naturally leads to more creative success. Now, let us see the third characteristic. The third characteristic of a creative person is sensitive. While being intelligent is a dominant characteristic, creative people also have a submissive side to them. They are sensitive to many things because their hearts are constantly open to the world. Being emotional comes easy to them and many things make them cry. Creative people easily see both the joy and pain in everyday life, which makes them sensitive to the whole spectrum of living. A sensitive heart may be perceived as submissive, but it truly is a gift for a creative to possess. The fourth one is ambitious. Creative people are highly ambitious in their pursuits. They are always looking for the next project and have an eager hand. Almost nothing discourages their preference to try something new. Constant creating causes them to look for more, and ambition gives them more. They seek and eventually find what they are looking for, whether that is in the smallest part of their day or the biggest event of their life. There is always something to pull from their experience to inspire their work. Now, coming to the fifth one, it is naive. Another submissive characteristic many creative people have is to be naive. Being naive can be a very dangerous thing in this world, and creative people tend to fall into that naive pool quite often. But being naive is not entirely dangerous. It can help them learn from their mistakes and grow. It can help them open certain doors accidentally, which helps them flourish from new discoveries. There is a certain amount of childlike innocence in a creative person because they look at the world with hopeful eyes and try to see the best in humanity. Now, coming to the next one, it is rebellious. Creative people are a lot more rebellious than one may think. They take lots of risks. They are not afraid to mess up because they tend to see the good in it if they do. With a heart full of fire and daring spirit, nothing can hurt a creative, not even the nastiest response from the world. Being rebellious means stepping out of the box and trying something out even if it results in failure. The next one is extroverted and introverted. Can one person be both extroverted and introverted? Normally, we can't be, but a creative person can surely be. Creative people have two sides to them, the private side and the public side. They can be social and personal, talkative and silent, shy and confident, all in the same body. Being extroverted has its perks, and so does being introverted. Creative people are very willing to embrace things and to see the benefits in balancing just the right amount of extroverted introvertedness in order to reap all of its benefits. Now, the next one is playful. Being playful is what creative people are all about. They play with ideas until they get the result desired. They play with paints to achieve the right color, play with lens to capture the perfect photo, play with metal to build the right model. Being playful allows a creative person to have fun. It allows them to take what they do less seriously and put the joy into it by simply having a good time. And sometimes the best things come by mistake or by accident or by playing with fire. The next one is open minded. If there is any person that is open minded, it's your creative friend or anyone that is creative in this world for that matter. This is a big one considering how open to possibilities creative people have to be to reap success. Being open minded allows them to climb mountains and venture into secret lands. It allows people to see through another lens without captivating themselves into a box of boundaries or restrictions. Being open minded helps them to be set free and a creative that is free has the sky as their limit. Coming to the last one is dreamer. Creative people never stop dreaming. They dream in the day, in their minds constantly, in the evening, in the night, and all over again the next day. They dream because of how goal oriented they are, and they dream of these goals realistically in order to motivate them. They can also get carried away, however, just like any individual. Okay, viewers, I think you have an idea about the characteristics of a creative person. To conclude, do you see any of these characteristics in yourself? The truth is, these are just some of many more characteristics that can be listed for creative people. But if any of these are in you, don't be afraid to practice them creatively. These are very special traits to cherish. And if any of these aren't in you, it doesn't mean you aren't a creative person or can't transform into one as time goes on. These are just 10 qualities that may live deep inside you and me, your qualities, and some you can learn to inherit. At the end of the day, being creative is in all of us. Never be afraid to channel your inner creativity. It is what keeps us alive. So, viewers, be creative in thinking and implement them in your life. I wish you all the best. Thank you.